Hello, everybody. Welcome to Championship Predictions Round 31, where Sam Parkin continues to catch me up. Pretty impressive from you, mate, in the midweeks. Given the Ipswich Pompey game went under, we only had 3 to choose from, and you got 2 bob-ons. So well played. You got me back to 16-10 now. Obviously, by process of deduction, you got Blackburn 1, Wednesday 0, and Sheffield United 3, Oxford 1. Are you brimming with confidence, Sam?
Something like that, yeah. I think you had the 1-0 Blackburn, didn't you? Or you wanted it. So
them's the breaks, mate.
Yeah. Not fully warranting, maybe, but the Sheffield United Oxford was a great shout, considering I think they beat Ipswich 3-1, didn't they, in the previous home game? So back-to-back 3-1s.
They've scored 3 in their past 5 home games, Blades.
Yeah, and I was a bit, when they went 1-0 behind, it wasn't until, tail end of the first half, they got back on level terms. So it didn't always looked like they were going to win. So, delighted with it. And maybe we should have predicted Watford turning up in the midst of absolute carnage. Because by all accounts, what I've read today is that they played pretty well.
Oh, Jurkiewicz said, that was a really good point for Hull. And, he knows better than most of us, doesn't he? Right, let's dive into round 31, Sam, and we go all the way across from Friday night to Monday night. By the way, we've got a brilliant game on Monday night to round this predictions out with. But let's start you off, Sam. Are you working this one? Or
I'm working this one, mate. Yeah, so you know what's coming. So you know what's going to come. I can't see Rangers. I can't see Rangers winning there. That's my hunch. I know they beat Charlton during a difficult spell for the Addicts earlier in the season, or the start of a difficult spell. 3-1, if memory serves. I think it's 1-1 this game, and I don't think it's a particularly bad outcome for either. Charlton are improving again, and are hard to beat at the Valley, and QPR are drawing a lot of games on the road, low scoring, 1-1.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't have Rangers winning it. I think if there's a winner, it's Charlton by 1 goal, isn't it? But you just wonder, I think Charlton will get back, not necessarily towards where they were, which was
Do you know what, mate? They've made 7 signings as well, which is a bit of a roll of the dice, isn't it?
Yeah, and what interested me as well, Sam, they'd openly admitted they took the best players that didn't get promoted from League One, and then to loan back Apter and Alafe back to League One, it's pretty ruthless the way they've done it. So fair play. So with all of that being said, I'll give them the win against your boys. I think it's a predictable one, a 1-0 Charlton Nathan Jones home win. But I will take it, and Sam will be commentating. I'll be on the watch along as well. So check that out, Charlton QPR Friday night. And Sam, it is Derby versus Ipswich, and as we suspected, and very fortunately, Sammy Smolix can't play because he's on loan, because everyone would have been sticking a 1 minimum in the Derby column there. So this is confusing because Derby are much better away from home than they are at home. Ipswich are, I don't know, slow and steady rather than spectacular, but clearly have a very good squad. It's a TV game as well, so I shall watch this. I think I've got to hit the draw here, Sam, even though Ipswich need the wins. Although I think it helps Ipswich, the Pompey game being postponed. Kick that one down the road. You don't have to play 5 away games in a row. I'd be interested in your take on that. I'm going to copy and paste your 1-1 from the first one into the second one. Derby 1, Ipswich 1, Sam. What say you?
Just quickly, do we know when the Pompey game's rescheduled for? Because how's that going to make the fixture list look?
Mate, so Pompey have got 2 games in hand now, given they've got the Charlton one as well. That's already scheduled. And then there's another midweek goes because Ipswich is still in the FA Cup and the Hull game's gone in there. I think there's one in the middle of March that's a possibility, assuming Ipswich play the B team and lose to Wrexham in the
That's
Cup.
That's the problem, mate, isn't it? You get through in the Cup, then March is going to look similar, isn't it?
Yeah, well, remember when Ipswich got promoted, they played Coventry in between rounds 45 and 46, which could work out well if Pompey is safe by then, because you're going to get a much harder game at Fratton if Pompey is scrapping for points than if they've kind of already done the job, which they might have by round 45, obviously. But yeah, it's an interesting point, isn't it?
It is. I was going to get clarification on the Smodic situation, so thank you for doing that. Do you know what? I'm going to go for it here. I need the points against you. I'm going to go for Ipswich because the necessity is looking quite great right now. For the victories, for the 3 points, I'm going to go for Ipswich to win at Derby, 2-1.
Norwich versus...
Bold.
That is bold, but I'm saying nothing because I'd be very pleased with that one. I'll give you the 3 points now on the predictions to bank the 3 points for my team. But I'm supposed to be the picture of objectivity here on the predictions here. Norwich Blackburn, Sam, you're up first.
Cool. I hope for my own sake that Norwich are going to pull away quickly from trouble because I went massive.
All in, yeah?
I went all in, didn't I, on Sky, I think, last Monday night. So I think they win this game. I hope they win this game, or I predict them to win this game. I was going to look very silly. It sounded like Blackburn. I don't know if they were better in the second half, but it sounded like it was a little bit kind them going ahead against Sheffield Wednesday in the week, but they got the victory. Norwich, 2-0.
Yeah, that's a scribble. I had Norwich 2-0. So maybe we'll factor in the return of Todd Cantwell. Maybe he's either going to score or he's going to be substituted off for fear of him getting red carded. But yeah, it was a nice fixture, wasn't it, for Rovers on that quagmire of a pitch against Wednesday on a Tuesday night. But I don't fancy them one bit down at Carrow, I have to say. So I'll go 2-1 then, being you've taken the 2-0. Southampton versus Watford. I'm going to play the geography logistics game here because Watford had to go up to Hull in midweek. And yes, I agree with you that they played well and could have got something. But I think they're going to be knackered at the end of the week here with the impromptu 3-game week. I did Southampton without Armstrong against Stoke, and they were all right. They're, clearly not the sum of their parts given how good the squad is. But I think they'll win this one, Sam. And I will go... I'll play for a bonus point. I'll go 3-2. How about that?
Yeah, I don't mind it. Although I'm just going to go for good vibes at Watford. I'm going to go for
new manager in by the weekend.
I don't know. Is that the rumor?
I'm asking you.
Who knows? It's going to be interesting, isn't it? Who takes that on? I wouldn't imagine it's going to be a long-term appointment, but who knows? I'm going to go 2-2. I'm going to go for Watford to have a go. Shacklesby off a little bit with the injection of some youthful coaches. 2-2.
Birmingham versus Leicester, Sam. Another managerless team on the road.
Oh, yes. Forgot about that one. I think Birmingham's troubles, have they not been at St Andrews dropping points recently? But
No, good at home.
Good at home? They were miserable, weren't they, on the road for so long? Birmingham, there's a few draws, isn't there? Birmingham Stoke, Birmingham Southampton, Birmingham Derby. Yeah, there's 3-1-1s in the last 4.
I see where this is going.
3-1-1s in the last 4. No. I can't back Leicester at the moment. I don't think anyone can they? Although maybe a good game for them, like I said the other day about someone. Can't remember what that game was, the Coventry one, wasn't it? When I thought it was a good game for them to play against one of their rivals. No, I can only see Birmingham winning this. I'll go Birmingham, and I'll go Birmingham 3-1.
I will double you up for all the reasons you've said. Leicester just in a bit of peril at the moment. Birmingham, nice vibe about Birmingham. And I was saying on another show I was doing earlier in the week that I think Birmingham might enjoy not being like the most talked about side. They can literally go under the radar a little bit, given everyone's talking about Middlesbrough and they're talking about Hull and, the top 4 at the moment, Wrexham and Millwall. Maybe they can put a nice little run together, Birmingham. So you've gone 3-1. I'll take the 2-1 home win. So we are open for a public apology there if Leicester can go there and do it. Coventry versus Oxford. Sam, I'm a little worried that the Oxford new manager bounce spike has been passed in terms of 5 points in 3 games. They've gone back-to-back defeats now, and I think Coventry will like this game, and I think they will win this game. But I wonder if Oxford might take the lead just to put the fear of God up Coventry. I don't know. Or maybe Coventry will just sweep all before them. We've liked the 3-1, haven't we, at CBS for Coventry, but I think I'll go 2-0, which would pile the pressure on Middlesbrough ahead of game 12, which we'll get to.
Cool. Oxford, away to Coventry, home to Norwich, away to Middlesbrough, next three.
Ooh.
You could see that. I'd never say anything's a given in the Championship, but on current form, I know Coventry are struggling, but they could lose every game there, couldn't they? Give it away. Norwich are picking up, but that one's a bit of a toss of a coin. Oxford, Norwich, I think, at the Kassam, but the other two, they'll do well to get points at Coventry, Middlesbrough.
Agree.
But they won at Leicester, so you never know. I'm happy with 2-1 here, mate. Similar kind of picture that's been presented and painted at Coventry in recent weeks. Maybe a bit of a scrap, but getting a late goal to win it.
Hull versus Bristol City. It can't get any worse than a 5-0 home defeat, can it?
No. Are they going to react here? Yeah, I think they'll react positively, but I think maybe Hull haven't ridden their luck a little bit in the week. I don't think you can break Bristol City at the moment, can you? They're at a bit of a low ebb. Excuse my ignorance, but they did do some business just before the tail end of the window, didn't they not?
Yeah, but from outside of the country and outside of the EFL. So you're hardly, it's not like, Zach Viner, who's gone out, who'll just immediately be ready to go for Wrexham. They're going to have to get those players up to speed. Not
to the extent that the supporters obviously crave. So I just can't back them at the moment. I'm afraid, City fans. I'll go Hull, and I'll go Hull 2-0.
Yeah, I'm going to back Hull as well. And if you notice, Jakirovic started Hirakawa last night because obviously he'll be barred he's on loan between the two. I think Ryan Giles is going to be back for Hull as well, and Dowell's being played in now, and we've mentioned Balumi to come back. They've got Gelhardt, and I'm just listing players, but I'm saying the quality that Hull have got to utilise in this one. I know it's a 3-game week for the Tigers, but they didn't travel, did they, for the 0-0 against Watford? So I tweeted today, Sam, their defensive numbers have improved by 70% since round 19, Hull. So they're not just popcorn anymore. They're conceding far fewer goals. So, Binge, you've taken a clean sheet. I'll do the same, and I'll go Hull 1, Bristol City 0. I didn't know this was happening. Preston versus Pompey, and Lang has just gone from Pompey to Preston, hasn't he? I don't know if he's fit, but that could be an interesting subplot. Pompey on good form. I think they would have fancied playing Ipswich in midweek, but waterlogged pitch said no. Preston were back to their obstinate best at Portman Road, so I think I can't back Pompey to win, but I might do the draw here. No. I'm going to go Preston, and I'm going to go 1-0.
That was their first goal in 5 games.
Yes.
At Ipswich. And the last home win, the last home goals was New Year's Day against Sheffield Wednesday. So for that reason, I think this is a draw.
Are you going 0-0?
I'm tempted, mate. I'm going to go 1-1, my second 1-1 of the round. I think, again, that's a better point for Portsmouth. They've done a lot of business, haven't they? Quite a lot of business, Pompey, to safeguard them continuing to be incredibly thin because they've desperately needed to bolster the squad, which they have done. I think they're good for a point now, 1 each.
Yeah, I like it.
I'd like to actually play back my Pompey predictions from the season and see how many times I go for 1-1. It feels like I say 1-1.
We had someone email who kept track of it all, and
no way.
Yeah, like we had Leeds getting 130 points
last
season. Yeah, but you got to wipe the slate clean. It's like when you flip the coin, the odds are still 50-50 despite whatever happened before. Yeah. Sam, West Brom v Stoke. The Baggies are in the bottom 3.
Yeah, I predicted this on another podcast, and I said this was a bit of a filth off at the moment. Where are Stoke? Stoke are down in 12th. 4 games without win. Yeah, I think I'll probably just side with Stoke. I don't know for what reason, but I'm just going to go for the woes to continue at the Hawthorns for a little bit longer. 0-1.
It's exactly what I've got, Sam. And I just look at the dugouts, and as much as I would love Eric Ramsey to succeed, see Mark Robbins standing next to him, and you're like, oh, I don't see this one going well. You can see Sorba Thomas sticking a corner over and Stoke scoring on 63, and that's game over or something. So, look, you've taken West Brom 0-1. So I'm just going to be ridiculous here and just flip it and give West Brom the win, because the obvious scenario seems that Stoke are going to keep pouring the paint on. The other scenario is West Brom actually get it right. One's far more likely than the other, and you've already taken it. So I'll flip it around and go 1-0 West Brom, which would be quite something. But in the spirit of a bit of fun, it's not what we should be doing with the predictions, but you've taken the good one there. So I will flip your scoreline and go West Brom 1, Stoke 0. This one's brilliant, Sam. Wrexham versus Millwall is 6th versus 5th. A proper 6-pointer, because if Wrexham win, they will overtake Millwall and go into 5th. If Millwall win, it'll be a 6-point gap. I think we're getting an unhelpful draw here, Sam, aren't we? I think they cancel each other out here. I think maybe Millwall take the lead and then Wrexham pull it back. Wrexham busy. You'll have seen Keeler Dunn doing your What the EFL stuff, and Viner's obviously come in as well. Took Kadamatari from Chef Wed. But I think Millwall really top business there with the 2 Sunderland loanees and Bannon as well. So I can't pick between the two of them. 1-1, Sam.
Yeah, I don't think there's too many away victories in there for Millwall, despite their lofty positions in recent weeks. I'm with you, mate. I mean, how good does this Millwall squad look all of a sudden with Bannon and obviously the capture of the 2 Sunderland boys is sorry, Tommy Watson's obviously Brighton now, but I mean, that's an incredible signing. I think that's one of those signings like SA at Coventry that I'm sure everyone in the Championship was queuing up for. Whether he can hit the ground running, we'll have to wait and see. But the prospect of him and Aziz maybe on either flank, if they can work it, I know they probably most like to play on the right-hand side and come in on the left foot. But still, he scored off his right foot, didn't he, actually, having said that in the playoff final. So that'd be interesting where he plays. Great signings, but likewise, Wrexham, I think Viner's a top signing, as you said. To add Keeler Dunn as well, could be a masterstroke. I'm just going to go for Wrexham here, 2-1, which I think would draw them level. 2-1 home win.
Oh, I think they overtake on goal difference. Yeah, they'll be level on points. Yeah, for sure. Swansea versus Sheffield Wednesday, Sam. After 3. So they lost 1-0 at Blackburn. Oh God, sorry, Sheffield Wednesday. I looked at the team actually that came out at Blackburn. Let me just get it up here. And do you know what? All of a sudden, I know Jerry Yates has had a bit of a tough time at Luton, but Yates, Ingleson, Cooper, left-sided centre-half. I mean, it's still very youthful as well around those guys, but I just thought maybe they had an opportunity of getting something, but then you look at the bench, it's just kids, isn't it? Yeah. I will go 2-0. I think I'll just extend the margin of defeat. Sorry, Owls fans, you know I love you. Yeah, it feels like a clean sheet home win, doesn't it, given it's Vitor Matos, and Vipotnik's going to want to fill his boots here. They brought in a Finnish midfielder, Swans, as well. They've been some really fun recruitment that they've done in recent times, a bit kind of off the beaten track, and a few of them are working out nicely, aren't they? I like the 2-0, Sam, so I'm gonna go 3-0 and apologise to Wednesday fans, but I don't think they've even scored for like 8-9 games now. It's you said this at the start of the season, Sam. You said, when it gets to February or whatever, you're going to be knackered. It's going to be so hard to keep up that siege mentality, and that is how it's been. Monday night, this is superb. Sheffield United versus Middlesbrough. So you have a Sheffield United team who are banging in the goals, who are really in form at Bramall Lane, and I've seen lots of Sheffield United fans tweeting the sort of 14-15 game form table, which has the Blades at the top of it, in spite of their, I think, 1 winning 6 away from home. But Middlesbrough are class at the moment. I'm going to go for what I want to happen on the watch-along. Goals are flowing. Can't separate the two. Bonus points, Sam. I want a 3-3 draw. You like that?
Love it, mate. Can Middlesbrough continue in the same vein? Can Sheffield United continue scoring goals? Yes. Let's have it. I don't think... Well, we're at a stage of the season now for Sheffield United that a point's zero good to them.
Irrelevant, yeah.
Yeah, so they might as well go for it every game. And
that suits Borough.
Yeah, it had that feel to it last night. Let's just go for Sheffield United here and go for Middlesbrough's winning streak to be over. 3-2. Blades.
Brilliant. Surely it can't be a dull game, that, with those two managers. And you make such a good point about Sheffield United, that they're trending in the right direction, and you know they're either going to fly up the table or finish in the middle, so they may as well have a crack.
Yeah, there was a team I was doing the other day. I can't recall who it was, but it was the same sentiment. Like a point's no good. So I remember, and this is a very different scenario, but I remember when I was at Luton and we had the points deficit.
Oh yeah,
and by November, Mick Harford was playing 5 up front. Because what was the point? Do you know what I mean? There had some games, me, Tommy Craddock. I mean, I played sparingly because I was out on loan a little bit that season. Chrissy Martin, you'll remember. You know, sometimes we had 3 centre forwards. You know, someone playing off the front because the point's no good. I can't remember what team it was that I was doing. It wasn't Sheffield Wednesday, but it was a team that were kind of just nothing to lose. And I think that's probably the case here with Sheffield United, isn't it? What are they? They are 7 points from trouble. Not going to get relegated, and chances are they're not going to get in the playoffs unless they go on an unbelievable run.
There's nothing more dangerous than somebody who has nothing to lose. And you've got nothing to lose. Getting your predictions down there in the comments. Take on myself and Sam. I believe, Sam, next week is a 3-game week as well. So we'll try and get in nice and early for you and some predictions on Monday for what's happening in the midweek round. What that does mean is you probably won't hear Sam's detailed thoughts on the division until that slot. So probably about 10 days' time. But I'm sure we'll have a lot to talk about then. As I say, get down there in the comments, hit the thumbs up button, hit subscribe, all of that good stuff. Support me and Sam over the weekend. I think we're both doing a couple of games, and we will see you for more predictions on Monday.